If you haven't done so, get your money out of the bank. And I'm telling you this because Chinese hackers have now breached the US Treasury network. I want to break down what's going on, why this is so concerning, and why Americans should take their money out of the bank and put it in multiple banks. Don't leave it in just one because that's going to leave you exposed. I'm going to explain more in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. I hate to say it, but with every passing day, the United States is more and more exposed. That means our money is not safe. Now, look at this. It says Chinese hackers breach U.S. Treasury network, gain access to some files. It says third-party cybersecurity provider was compromised after their hackers obtained key to override certain systems. So, hackers obtained a key which allowed them to override a system. Now, this is absolutely troubling. This is the United States Treasury, okay? A network within the U.S. Treasury that has just been breached. Now, I'm going to read a little bit of this to you in just a moment, but I want to read you this message I received. This is from a friend of a colleague, okay? Listen to this. This person wrote and said, "You should really get your money out of the banks, or at least spread your money around. I have been running online security tests for multiple smaller banks, and they all have failed the simplest tests. Their security isn't enough to stop a good hacker from gaining access to all the bank's information, and getting banks to upgrade their system at this time isn't likely. As they say, quote, nobody has ever accessed banking documents before, so obviously it's hard or not possible," end quote. That is what was said. Here's the interesting thing. First off, this was not said to me. Okay? This is a friend of a colleague. That is a friend, okay, of a friend of mine was warned of this. Get your money out of the banks because the banks are not safe. Well, then we get this report just today that Chinese hackers breached a U.S. Treasury network. So obviously right there, it shows that it's possible. And again, banks have been breached. Banking information has been stolen. Okay, let's not say it hasn't. But I want to read a little bit of this article to you. Okay, look at this. It says Chinese state-sponsored hackers breached the U.S. Treasury Department earlier this month, accessing several employee workstations and unclassified documents, according to the agency spokesperson. So they access employee workstations. All right, maybe it's a big deal, maybe not. And they access unclassified documents. I'll tell you right now that if an agency spokesperson came out and said, yes, they gained access to classified documents, I would be pretty concerned. The fact that it came out and said they access unclassified documents, it's still concerning because my guess is that a lot of the stuff that they accessed was classified. Okay? It's the United States Treasury. A lot of that stuff that the United States Treasury is working on or information that they have probably is yet to be divulged to the American people. Let's keep reading it. It says the breach was orchestrated via a third-party cybersecurity service provider beyond trust. I can tell you right now, okay, we use the United States government and private banks, they're using third-party cybersecurity providers. Okay, that's exactly what this friend of my friend, that's what he does. Okay, he does cybersecurity. Guess what? He's telling us that the banks are failing the simplest tests. That's concerning, which is one of the reasons why you should not have all your money in just one bank. Spread it around. Put it in a large bank like Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Put it in a smaller, more regional bank. Put it in a credit union. Okay, put it in an online bank. Okay, spread it around just in case something were to happen. Now, I was talking to another friend of mine, and he is very concerned about what's potentially coming. And he's been watching that. He watched that new video or new movie, was it Homeland? And he was saying that if something like that were to happen, comment down in the comment section below if you've watched the movie Homeland. If you haven't, go and check it out. But he was saying that just shows that bank runs are possible. Get your money out of the bank. Make sure you have food on hand. Make sure you have water on hand. Have something you can trade. Okay? Money, cash is not it. Okay? Yes, it can buy some things, but if you're buying everything on plastic, on a credit card or a debit card, when the systems go down, you will be locked out. You will not be able to purchase anything. And then some people won't actually accept hundreds. Even stores right now will not accept a $100 bill. You have to pay with a 10 or a 20. Some won't even accept a 50. Yeah, that's how things are going right now. But one of my friends was telling me that he's really concerned because all it takes is one hacker to shut things down. The bank, the ATMs, everything shut down. Okay? Keep in mind, we've had this happen earlier this year. What was it, Bank of America? Bank of America customers were reporting their balance showed $0. Remember that? I reported on that. The day it happened, I reported on that and told you that this is something that we are likely going to see more of because we know that China is in our systems. Okay, we know that they're already dug deep into our infrastructure. If they don't hurt us through the banking industry, maybe they shut down transportation, right? They scramble airlines, right? We don't know. They shut down our water supply systems, right? These things are going to happen. Experts believe that this is likely going to happen, especially as we get into 2025, because they are saying that Donald Trump is going to do great things for the economy. He's going to do great things for the United States, but he's a disruptor. He's going to disrupt the status quo. He's going to change things. And as he does, it's going to hurt countries like China. It's going to hurt Russia. It's going to hurt North Korea. It's going to hurt Iran. Potentially it hurts Mexico or Canada. But again, Donald Trump is a disruptor. He's going to change things. And in the end, things will be better. But in the interim, they will be difficult. And it could actually put you under a lot of pressure. So, my warning to you, get your money out of one bank and diversify it. Spread it around to ensure that if something happens at that one bank, at least you can go to the second bank and get a little bit of money out to tide you over. Go to the third bank so that you can use their debit card, right? That's the goal here, to make sure that if something happens, God forbid, but if something were to happen, you are at least somewhat protected. Your money is not all in one bank. Now, here's the last warning I want to give you. Now, first off, just understand that if the U.S. Treasury has some type of an attack and it shows that they have a zero balance, that would be concerning. But the United States government or the U.S. Treasury, that's not where your money is technically held when it comes to FDIC insurance. Okay? But the U.S. Treasury is backing everything else. So if we see all these banks go under, and the U.S. Treasury is now looking at, funding the FDIC insurance or providing somewhat of a loan, right, backstop there. Well, the problem is if the FDIC is looking at the U.S. Treasury for that loan, which they haven't done, they didn't do it in 2009, they didn't do it in 2019. I don't see them doing it now. But if they were to look at the U.S. Treasury for a loan, guess what? They may be somewhat skeptical. They may not do it. So I don't know what's going to happen. All I'm here to tell you is just be prepared. Okay? Just be prepared. Because when we see stories like this all of a sudden come out that the Chinese hackers have breached a U.S. Treasury network, that's concerning. That is extremely concerning, to say the least. So that is what we know as of today. Again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.